Hey guys, it is Sunny B. I am co-owner of Soulful Vibes Co. I am also a healer, teacher of many things, all things metaphysical and holistic. Also, I am a life coach. Today, I am coming to talk to you about Mercury Retrograde. What is all the talk about Mercury Retrograde? Why should I be worried, or what should I do during this Mercury Retrograde? I am going to come to you to talk to you about Mercury Retrograde. So, what is Mercury retrograde? So Mercury retrograde is when Mercury decides, because it orbits around the planets and the moons and all of that good shit, right? But Mercury happens during the orbit, right? 3 to 4 times a year. Mercury decides to back away, like kind of lay back, kind of like, I'm gonna take a break, I'm gonna chill. I don't really want to orbit no more, right? I'm gonna just chill out. That's what Mercury decides to do. The problem is when Mercury decides to go backwards and decide to chill out, the problem lays because Mercury is in control of communication, travel, and technology. Mercury is the planet that rules these 3 things. So during this time, that's why communication, travel, and technology goes haywire during the Mercury retrograde, because if Mercury's taking a break, who's out watching or who's looking out for the communication and the technology in the travel world? No other planet. So this is a time that you have to be very intentional, very aware, and just very prepared. I'm going to give you a few tips, and then I will share with you our survival kit. So, the first thing you do with Mercury retrograde is you want to pause and finish what you already started, right? So these projects, ideas, art pieces, contracts, books, all of this is great to do while Mercury is in retrograde, because it's you finishing what you started and not starting something new. And that leads me to my next point. You do not want to start anything new during Mercury retrograde. Do not buy a house, do not buy a car. Damn sure don't buy any brand new technology stuff. No brand new Apple computers, iPhones, all of this stuff. You do not want to make any huge purchases or do any new things. So you don't want to sign any new contracts. You don't want to start anything new, because Mercury is all confusion. When Mercury is in retrograde, it causes all type of confusion with communication, technology, travel. And you don't want to make a commitment during Mercury retrograde that after the retrograde that you'll be like, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. So you want to pause and finish everything you started, but don't start anything new with Mercury retrograde. Focus on all the prefixes with RE. Anything that has a prefix with re, right? You can focus on. Review, revise, reread, receive, renew, reunite, redecorate, and maybe rekindle. Maybe, right? So these right? You want to do that. You want to review the stuff that you have been doing and see what's been working, what's not been working. Revise books, papers, journal entries. Revise these things. Reread some things, right? Anything that you were doing during that time, reread it. You want to receive things, right? And you want to renew things, like renew a part of your business, renew a part of yourself, redecorate. I know during Mercury retrograde, I tend to be like, I want to move this couch, I need to redecorate, I need to get rid of this. Reunite and rekindle. The reason why I said maybe rekindle, because a lot of time Mercury retrogrades bring things to closure. So when these things are being rekindled and you're reuniting with old friends, old lovers, 9 times out of 10 during Mercury retrograde, it is to get closure. It is not to start something new. It's for you to reunite and rekindle with them so that you can get closure, so that you can move on, right? That's why I said maybe. So all old things are going to come to a closure, You're going to get closure about these old things. Another great tip about Mercury retrograde is pause, then speak. Being that communication could be haywired every day, right? But during Mercury retrograde, it's really crazy. People could take things you say weirdly. You can say things weirdly. So when someone says something, do a 5-second rule. And then respond. Or before you start to speak, say, all right, like you already know what you're going to say, so that you're just not babbling or you're just not talking and not being conscious of what you're saying. So you want to pause before you speak. All text messages and emails, you want to double check and reread them before you send them. Because you will be surprised, the small comma, exclamation point here, or capitalization here could cause miscommunication. So you want to reread it and make sure it says exactly what you are trying to say. And let's not get angry. Let's not be so defensive during Mercury retrograde, because communication is at an all-time low. And a lot of people are not aware of Mercury retrograde. So being that you are aware of it, you have to do your part in this. My 3 biggest takeaways for Mercury retrograde. 1, intentions. Set your intentions so that Mercury retrograde can be great to you. So that you can get everything you need and desire and deserve during Mercury retrograde. Set your intentions so that you are telling Mercury retrograde what to do. You are not allowing Mercury retrograde to happen to you. You are happening. It's happening for you, right? Not happening to you, happening for you. So set your intentions with Mercury retrograde. Also, awareness. Being conscious and being aware is very, very important during this time. Being aware of how you say things, being aware of decisions that you're making, being aware of choices you are going to make. Just be aware and being conscious of everything around you. And the last tip that I have is forgiveness. This is a time where forgiveness is big because, again, people are going to say things they don't mean. People are going to say them in ways that may be offensive. So you have to be willing and able to forgive, not only to others, but to yourself. You want to forgive because during Mercury retrograde, there are going to be some things that happen. And also, side note, kind of to backtrack, during Mercury retrograde, you want to make sure with any travel that you prepare and arrive early. If you have flights, trains, bus rides, anything, get there extra early, right? If you're renting a car, get there in time to make sure you have a car. These type of things, because with travel, meaning transportation, technology, and communication, all are going to just be at an all-time high. So all of the other tips, the 3 most important things to be intentions. So, intentional, aware, and forgiving. Intentional, aware, and forgiving. And those other tips you can use to help guide you through the Mercury retrograde. You also want to be aware of the communication, travel, and technology. All of technology in your life, because sometimes your computers are going to fuck up. Sometimes your phone is going to mess up. Sometimes the travel plans are going to be ruined. And sometimes communication is going to be at an all-time low. But you need to be aware, intentional, and forgiving. We at Soulful Vibes Co. have came together with a Mercury retrograde survival kit. What? Yes, it's a survival kit to be the best you can be during Mercury retrograde, so that Mercury retrograde does not happen to you, but it happens for you. In this kit, you receive 5 crystals, 2 smudging sticks, meaning 1 sage, 1 palo santo, and a bracelet. This is the bracelet. This is a Mercury retrograde bracelet. There are crystals at the top and lava rocks at the back of it. And at the back of it, you can put different oils. Like sometimes during Mercury retrograde, I feel a little down. So I put lemon essential oils on the lava rock. So you can put all type of essential oils right there. These crystals are hematite, aventurine, black onyx, tiger's eye, aquamarine, smoky quartz, and this one right here is amazonite. So we have hematite, aventurine, onyx, tiger's eye, aquamarine, smoky quartz, and amazonite, and then lava rock. All of these crystals are great for protection. Oh, and there's one more that I missed right there. Bronzite, hematite, aventurine, onyx, tiger's eye, aquamarine, smoky quartz, and amazonite. Sorry about that. But these are all crystals. You see a lot of blues because that's good for communication. You see some dark stones that's good for protection during this time. You see some smoky quartz, which is good for releasing. Travel and technology is all up in here in this bracelet. I would advise wearing this bracelet every day during Mercury retrograde. Take it off when you sleep and take it off when you shower. Sage and Palo Santo. Sage when you come home. Sage before you go to reset. This is good for resetting, right? Removing shit, resetting, getting rid of stuff, right? It gets rid of negative energies. Sage gets rid of negative energies, negative ions. It clears and removes. Palo Santo does the same thing, but Palo Santo is good for welcoming positive and high vibrations and high frequencies. Then the 5 crystals that you will receive in the Mercury retrograde survival kit is black onyx, good for protection and grounding so you're not too up in your head. Citrine, good for motivation, confidence, awareness. Blue kyanite, good for communication, effectively communicating. Amazonite, good for effective communication. Smoky quartz, good for removing things that no longer serve you. So this is the survival kit, the bracelet, the sage, Palo Santo, and the 5 crystals. This is the Mercury retrograde survival kit. So if you would like to learn more or book a service with me, you can go to Soulful Vibes Co. And all of this is available for purchase. Our Mercury retrograde kit is available for purchase on our website at soulfulvibesco.com. We have 2 more retrogrades left for 2018. Of course, they come yearly, but 2 more. And if you get it once, you don't have to get it anymore. You can have it on deck for every Mercury retrograde. So make sure you shop with us at soulfulvibesco.com. And if you are not already, make sure you are following us on Instagram at soulfulvibesco. Again, make sure that you stay lit with peace and positivity until we meet again.